Now, I didn't want to have to go through this, but I am going to, and I'm going to give you a trigger warning to start with because some of the subjects may be triggering if you have or know someone that's been through some of the things I'm about to mention. So, I'm going to talk about Michael, aka The Real Official, and Swag, aka Josh, and some of the things they've been doing recently that is absolutely vile and disgusting. Now, just to give you a bit of context, firstly, Swag told my father, or suggested that my father jumps off a bridge. Now, my father is in his mid 80s. He is suffering dementia. Sometimes he doesn't even remember the simplest things. I've got to help him out on quite a few of his tasks because of his physical health, on top of that, suffering dementia. And then having Swag Michael saying he should jump off a bridge, insinuating that is bad enough. On top of that, I lost someone 8 years ago, nearly to this day, who I loved with my heart. They unfortunately unalive themselves due to a physical health problem. So when they mock my mental health and say I wouldn't say anything if I was going to do it. Funny enough, she said it, she was going to do it, and she did do it. So when they say people aren't going to say it, they do it. And the fact that people are in there laughing about it and laughing about him saying about my dad is just bad enough. Then you've got Michael and Josh both posting pictures of my mother. Now, where did they get that picture? They got that from her own Facebook profile. That means they went looking for her to find my mother. My mother obviously has to deal with my father and his dementia and all her problems as well. So her life is not the easiest at the moment. And to have her seeing videos of her being put into AI created vulgar, disgusting stuff is, reprehensible. It's absolutely disgusting. It is vile. Again, people are laughing at it, finding it funny. It's not funny. It's just disgusting. It's bullying. It's harassment. The fact is, my mother's now seen those. To the fact that we had to get an emergency doctor out to her because she near enough had a breakdown. The emergency doctor had to put a safeguarding in, which got the police involved. So the police are now involved with these videos. People that know her, know me, know my family, have said, have you seen these videos? Yes, I have. They've all gone to the police as well. So my friends and family have had to go to the police as well because they have said they are the most disgusting file videos. I mean, I've saved everyone that I've seen or everyone that I've come across. Now, you've got Michael, who apparently, allegedly last year, was suffering a mental health problem and a crisis where he wanted to unalive himself. Yet is more than happy to mock and laugh when someone suggests my dad does it, or my own mental health. For someone who's been through it himself, he shouldn't be doing that. I've got my own issues. I've got to deal with my father, and obviously him sometimes not even know my own name or his own wife's name. My mother who has to deal with him as an elderly woman herself, and then have this all go on. They're not just targeting me, they're targeting my family. This is absolutely vile, it's disgusting, it's bullying, it's just harassment, and people that find that entertaining and think it's funny as well, that just says a lot about them. These are the same people that turn around and have a go at you for things. Now, the fact is, they don't know all the reasons why my mental health's bad. The fact is, I've got cancer. I've got cancer for the rest of my life. It affects me physically and it affects me mentally. I'm going to be on medication for the rest of my life. It affects my liver. It affects my spleen. I have to spend every month in hospital getting tested, getting exams to make sure things aren't getting worse. But it doesn't bother them. I don't bring that to TikTok because I shouldn't have to bring that to TikTok. That's my personal life. But I feel I have to now because of the way they are targeting me. And it's not for sympathy, it's not for that, because I wouldn't, like I said, I don't bring it to TikTok because it's none of TikTok's businesses what goes on in my personal life. Only to people that matter to me need to know so that if anything happens, they're aware. And the fact is, they're mock this probably. I'm sure they will find some way to turn it into a weapon. Let them do that. I've got too much in my own life to care about rather than them with their false narratives, the mocking of my parents. No, I've never once taken a picture of Kev's dad and turned it into something disgusting, like they have with my mum. Yet they're happily sitting alive saying, oh, you shouldn't call Kev a P and an N. Yet they're sitting alive and call Kev a P and an N. You know, I don't hate Kevin or Tanya. I dislike them immensely. I dislike them immensely for what they've done. But people like Daryl, Michael and Josh Swag, I hate because they've targeted my family in a way that has now been got around. And that's the vile nature of them. And people sit there and laugh. And, you know, when I've lost people to unaliven themselves, when I've been there myself, and the fact of, have they ever gone through a family member that's gone through dementia that sometimes doesn't even know their own name or forgets things? Probably not. Or if they have, they obviously don't seem to understand what it's like or completely forgot what it's like, you know. And I know they're going to sit there and they've got some sort of live exposure on me again. Whatever. I've got too many important things going on in my life to worry about what they're going to say, do, lie about. You know. And then you've got people that support them, such as Mr. UK TikTok official Gimp, who wants to raise awareness on Kev, but at the same time is making posts that are racist, xenophobic and transphobic. I'll give you an example. Mr. UK TikTok official Gimp keeps putting the same video up, same post up of a Muslim man in what looks like a burqa and saying, oh, this is Modine after the transition. So that's mocking Muslims, so there's your xenophobia, you know, and your racism. And then obviously the transphobia by mocking transphobia by saying it's what happens if Modine transferred into becoming a female. You know, and these are the same people that are going to sit in Michael's live, sit in Josh's live, laughing at me. And I'm pretty sure one of these people in there have been through a family member with dementia, have lost someone to unaliven themselves. You know, have dealt with someone who's got cancer, and they sit there and they laugh when it's being done to someone else, and they seem to forget what has gone on in their own lives. It's just disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Now, I will never, ever forgive Michael or Josh for what they have put my mother, my father through, and my friends and family will never, ever forgive them for what they have done to my parents. And they should never be forgiven. And anyone that is supporting them should turn and say, hey, you've way overstepped the mark. I'm sure they won't, but they should be saying, you've gone way too far, because they have. End of.